Hey guys, welcome to 2023. I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. I hope all of you had a great New Year, an amazing Christmas, great holiday, great everything. I'm glad to be back. I have really missed being here and seeing all of you guys. I have a ton of stuff today. I'm going to show you my 2023 plans so that there's a video you can always reference on kind of like how I'm going to start the year off, how I've started my planning, and then I'm going to move into showing you all of the things I finished in December since I haven't been here in a while. And any questions you have, just drop them in the chat and I will answer them as I see them. So like I said, I started with 18 projects for 2023. And so I've started my 18 and we're going to talk about each one of them one by one. With Barn Sweet Barn though, I have that in a different book. And the reason why is I wanted to write all of them all at one time. Just to make it easy, I would have one place. I could just write all of them in one spot. So that's the only one that for now I've put in another binder. And so I'll talk about Barn Sweet Barn and how I'm organizing that. So Barn Sweet Barn is a brand new PDF pattern that you can buy at Fat Quarter Shop exclusively. And I'm stitching mine on the 25 count white Lugana or cloud Lugana, either one. And I bought the 1 yard piece. If you buy the 1 yard piece, you can get 12 of these out of it. Now, just so you know, there are 14 stars in here actually. They're all the same. They're just different DMC colors. And each one is charted separately so that you can just pull out that page and you don't have to go to a big, huge page. It makes it super easy. And we have a thread pack, and the thread pack has enough white for each of them. Plus, if you're gonna do all 14 stars, we did 14 because sometimes when we do like a colorway, we'll have a couple people not like a colorway. And so with 14, you definitely will be able to pick 12 that you like. I'm gonna stitch all 14, and my goal on this one is to do one a month by the end of the month, and then I'm going to do a bonus in April and then a bonus in August so that I have all 14 done by the end of the year. So on this one, the stitch count is 71 by 71, so it's a complete square, and on 25 count it finishes about 5 3/4 inches. And on this one, I stitched this one and I just had it framed from my local framer. And on this one, I asked them to leave about 1/2 inch around. And I picked this brown. When I went to the framer, I took all the thread with me just to make sure that the frame that I got, I thought would work throughout. And so I'm gonna have all of mine framed, and then I think I'm gonna put all 14 on a wall, kind of like mix matched. And then this one was stitched by Cheryl. And Cheryl and Denise finished this in a hoop, and the video to show how to do that is called Frame Cross Stitch in a Hoop, Barn Sweet Barn Finishing. And so that is that. Now I wanted to show you, and we kind of talked about it before, but I use thread conditioner, and so mine came out darker, but then also I just think the way we stitch is different. So I think that's kind of why. Thank you to Valeria Bauer. I'm so glad to see you back. Oh, thank you. And so on this one, this is a lot of paperwork. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping all of the paperwork out, and then each month just putting each one in. And then keeping, I'm using, what is this? This is the Stitchy Stars Floss Keeper. It has 6 holes, and so I thought that would work for the whole year. So I just put dark, light, white. White is used on each one, and then 2 colors. So if you have Basically, this pattern just works with 3 colors. So you just need a white or a light, whichever, and then 2 contrasting colors. And we just use the same color. Of course, you can do whatever. So I'm keeping like everything big in here. So like all my paper will go in here. All of my cloth, I already got it ready. And then my extra skeins go in here. So I'm not gonna put them on my floss keeper yet. So I'll have all my, this will be like my big bag, and then as I work each month, everything will go in here, and then that way I just have one place that has all of the stuff. That way I can stay organized all year. And thread conditioner is, I used Lori Holt's beeswax. Let me see, I might have some in here. And it does make your stitches a little darker, but I compared some of my stitching with Cheryl's that I used this on and didn't use, and it was, both were darker on mine. So that is my first project out of the, let's see, how many did I say? 18. Okay, and so each month I'm gonna do one. So this is January's is done, and then I will show you February's in February. And then we're gonna go through my book and kind of talk about my other projects. Some of what I'm gonna show you is gonna be new. Some of it is going to be old. So, oh, hi Lori from Pansy Patch Quilts. I'm about to show your stuff. So seasons 2, I started in July of last year, and this is a hands-on design pattern. And I went ahead and did January early. So my goal on this is to stitch each of the months by the middle of the month, but this month I just got ahead, and it's a pattern by Hands on Design. I'm stitching on Lori Holt's Prim 25 count Lugana because that's like a bigger piece, and I'm using the thread pack that was put together by Denise, Cheryl, and I. And it has all the thread packs, all the thread conversions, and that's how you get your conversions, is in the thread pack. And the Prim comes in a bigger size than Lori's other 25 count. The blue bag is the Daisy, denim Daisy bags. And I did cross stitch the words on that pink bag about 3 years ago. It is a pattern by Hands on Design called Love My Stitching, and I converted I changed the threads. It's somewhere on FlossTube somewhere. So on here, I wanted to zoom in and show you one thing I did a little different that I didn't write on the thread pack. And the reason I was gonna show you is I changed it last minute. So I didn't write this on the thread pack. So when I was stitching, I noticed these buttons were like curved, and I thought it would look better straight. So if you are stitching along with me and want to do it exactly like me, that's the one change I made. And I don't think this one took too long. The only thing that I did that made it inefficient is I did the scarves and I forgot to do the back stitches at the end, so I had to rethread and add the stitches at the end. So that was kind of a bummer, just because I like to be super efficient. This one's going to be really big. I do plan on framing this one in a really kind of a thicker frame. That's kind of my plan for that. So that will be finished in June. My next item is the temperature chart, and I'm going to go in detail about this. The reason why is the last live stream of the year, I was actually really sick and didn't cover everything that I wanted to. So I'm going to go over it again just so that I can feel better about the job that I did. I am feeling better, much, much better, Deborah. Thank you for asking. So the temperature chart is a downloadable PDF paid pattern. And with it, I'm going to talk a little bit about what a temperature chart is. So it's like a floss diary, and the way that we wrote it is just for visual. You can see the dark blue is January, the light blue is February, the dark green, and so on and so forth. And this is just a guide of the stitches, but you don't really stitch it that way. You stitch it this way. So there are different ranges of temperatures that we put in here. And I can't tell you how many hours we spent doing this. It was way too many. We definitely, it was kind of a big learning curve. So if you live in a hot state like I do in Texas, I'm going to use the hot range. And if you live somewhere cold like Wisconsin, you would use the cold range. If you live somewhere that is maybe in the middle, you could use the wide range. And so what I did when I started this week is I put a star by the hot range, because I thought, you know what? If I put this aside for 10 days and come back, I'm going to completely forget. So I did put a little star there. And we picked a rainbow of colors, and that took us a while. And we have a thread pack of that, and it's actually just really pretty. Like, I just love the colors. And so I'm going to show you some tips that I came up with on, and I did write hot range so I wouldn't forget. Some tips I came up with when I'm stitching. So in the chart, there's a page, you could put the year, because, you know, this will work for any year. You could do it for 2024 or 2025. So what you do is you can pick whatever temperature of the day you want. We are going to use the average and the zip code of my house. So I picked the zip code, and there is a weather site in here that you can use, or you can use your phone. You can use anything you want. So I took the average of January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then I converted my DMC color. So 62 degrees was 9:55. So I'm gonna basically do this once a week and do 7 days at a time. That way I can kind of be efficient with it. But since it's live stream, I wanted to go ahead and do the first 3 days. So I'm gonna show you some tips that I came up with when I was doing this. Okay, so this is the top of the heart. And like I said, there are 31 dark blues for January. You obviously don't follow that color, that's just the placement. But I was thinking, if I'm going to do this once a week, it's going to be really hard for me to remember where I'm at. So if we zoom in, you can see my little handwriting. Like, I just numbered all of them by day. So like January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You can do it any way you want. But I did that so that it's easy when I pick it up. I know where that day goes. Of course, it's all subjective. You can do it whenever you want. And I'm going to do that each month. So we've got the pattern, the PDF. We're going to put that on Etsy too. And then we have the thread pack. And I'm stitching on that same fabric, the white 25 count. And you can use any size. I'm using the 18 by 26 size, but you can use any size you want. So we'll zoom in. And so this is how it looks. So this is the first day of the month, the second day, and the third day. And I was really excited when I did the first 2 days because they were different colors. Because I was like, oh my gosh, please let them be different colors. And then when I went yesterday to do it, I was like, oh, now we're going to go back to the same colors. So on my first stitch in January, I just started on the top left, and you can kind of refer to that sheet that I just did. For the temperature chart, is there a font to put the location and year? No, but you could definitely use Lori Holt's free chart that she has, free alphabet, and then you could put it maybe at the bottom, or you could put it over here, I guess. I hadn't thought about doing that. I probably won't do that. I'm probably just going to put it on the back of my, like when I get it framed, I'll probably just put it on the, on the back of the frame. Let me see the Barn Sweet Barn. Frame, yeah. So I'll probably just write it on the back of the frame. That's probably what I will do. So I'm very excited about this. I think I'm most excited because I came up with the design and I was like, oh my gosh, I love when like something I do actually gets picked. But I'm hoping that the weather, you know, Texas can be kind of hot, hot, hot all year. So I'm hoping that I get enough variation. Of course, I can't predict the weather. And then as I go in my planner, I have each Wednesday what I have to get done for that Wednesday. And you can see I'm stitching ahead. And so I keep track of, that's how I'm using my planner, is what I have to do for each Wednesday's live stream. So I have my whole year planned out for live streams, and you can see like I've already done some stitching for March, just because to stay ahead, I have to kind of stay ahead. So the next thing I was gonna do is show you the next thing in my book, and Stitching with the Seasons Spring is the first part of the Stitching Seasons with the Housewives 2023 Quarterly Club. And we have 30 spots left. And basically in that club, it's going to ship once a quarter around the 4th of the month, starting February, May, August, and November. So I actually have already stitched my piece. I mailed it to Priscilla to finish. And in that club, you will get a full color cross stitch pattern by Stitching with the Housewives, only available in the club for a year. And you get the fabric, which is white pine board 28 count even weave, and I loved working with this. Each time you get 6 skeins of Classic Colorworks floss, a piece of Henry Glass quilting fabric to finish it on, a cute little enamel charm. I'm going to give you a little hint, and then it comes in a cute zipper bag. And the stitch size of the piece is 5 by 7. And so my goal on that is to stitch it every quarter when it releases. And of course, I've already done February because I needed to stitch ahead. So that is number 4. Now, Stackables, we had a question from Angela, and Stackables shipped today. So if you're in this club, it started today. So Stackables is a brand new It's So Emma pattern club. And it actually comes with the pattern and floss. But if you don't want to be in the club, you can just wait till 10 days after the club ships and then buy it online. So if you are a member, you get the pattern 10 days before it's released on the 3rd of each month, and you get the pattern with the floss. And the fabric is not included. So how many do you get each time? 9 or 10 skeins, it depends. So 9 or 10 skeins of Classic Colorworks. And the bottom is always going to be the same. So if you wanted to, you could stitch all 12 buckets if you wanted to. Now the fabric is not included. The fabric is the fabric I'm using is marbled white pine board 14 count by Fabric Flare. I'm finishing mine on this soft white wooden paddle board. We had it made by a craftsman in Austin. We have about 10 left, and more are coming at the end of January. So you will be able to get more, so don't panic if you didn't. Now this piece was stitched by Cheryl. And Cheryl's going to interchange hers out with magnets. And we do list, this is a grunge quilt fabric. We list it on the back. So each month will be different, but we list the SKU in case you want to use it. It is a full color pattern and really easy to see because we make it go all the way across horizontally. And the stitch count on this is 51 by 167. And it's going to finish on 14 count at about 3 3/4 by 12. Now, if you're going to buy the marbled white pine board, you need 6 packages. And It's really cute. And then Priscilla is doing the bows for us for each year, so each month. So there will be 12 different bows, and I'm sure she will be using a lot of her Henry Glass fabric like this one, and a lot of her ribbons that she makes, or they make under their name. Right now they have black, red, and aqua. So that is number 5. And I already have January done. I'll show it to you later in the month. We're going to take mine and do a video on a finishing tutorial. And Denise is the one who does all that. So she's going to film it, and we will have that later in the month. And my goal on this is just to make sure I finish it by the end of the month. And I'm going to do 12 different boards just because I need them for samples. For the temperature chart, there's a couple of questions. One of the questions is, can you use 14 count? Yes, you can use anything you want on the temperature chart. And Match Point QS says she doesn't understand average temperature. Is the average high temperature or the average between the high and the low? So I found a site to use that just tells me what the average temperature was in that day. Weather Underground is what we used. So you could just find the average, you could use the high, the low, you can do it however you want. There's no rules. It's kind of just, as long as you keep it consistent for yours, I think it'll be fun. Okay, so the next one is Houses on Peppermint Lane. And so this is something we've talked about several times, but there are 9 different patterns by Lori at Pansy Patch Quilts. So we have pattern sets. They are sold out. We're getting more soon. And we have a thread pack that took us forever to do because we had to chart out each one. Now inside here, I want to show you how nice it is. And these, this is something we'll just stock for a long time, is our color guide. So if you want the color conversion, you have to buy the thread pack. And we did that for Classic Colorworks because that's what I'm doing. We did not do DMC. My first one that I already did for January is Peppermint House. And on this, my goal is to stitch 1 pattern a month. So like Peppermint House is the first month. Then February, I'll do the second one in that series. It's a 9-part series, and I'm stitching them all individually. If you want to see earlier in the year, I showed you Lori's piece all in one big piece. So if you want to see that, there's another video. Now on this one, you can either stitch on 14 count oatmeal vintage cloth or vintage country mocha 14 count. And there are a ton of sizes in this. And if you want to know all the fine details on this club and how many fabrics you need, how much cloth, all of that, go to the December 14th live stream, FlossTube 186. Barn Sweet Barn fabric is 25 count white Lugana or 25 count cloud Lugana, either one. And thank you to the super chat, DC Wishy. The bows on the Stackables are not going to be for sale. They're just going to be ideas you can replicate. But we are trying to make it easier by producing bows by Priscilla and Chelsea so that you'll be able to access the same bows they use. So that's kind of our goal with the ribbon, is to where we can eventually get to where we have enough ribbon that you can get so you can make it exactly like Priscilla and Chelsea. So Wreath Swap is something that I have been working on since June. So this is where it started. Home is where the wreath is. And this is this pattern. Now the wreath swaps come into play because there's a Wreath Swap 1 that has 6 of the months, and Wreath Swap 2 that has, part 1 has the first 6 months of the year, Part 2 has the last 6 months, and I'm going to show you the previous ones I've done. And they're really nice because I can just stack them in my closet. So this is June, July, and Denise followed their finishing tutorial on the Priscilla and Chelsea Stitching with the Housewives channel. It's called Home is Where the Wreath Is finishing tutorial. July, August, September, no, September, and then I skipped October, November, and December. And I skipped October because I'm just going to switch one of these will work for October. I don't really like to decorate for Halloween. And so this one is chalkboard black, 14 count. And I am using the thread pack called Home is Where the Wreath Is. We are sold out, but we should have more soon. The reason we keep selling out is because you need 12 skeins of the white, and it's hard to get that much floss. Each of these finish at about 5 by 5, and I'm going to be stitching one a month until May, and then I'll be totally done with that series. And the way that I'm keeping them in my storage is I just have them all stacked, and I'm going to write on the back the month so that I can remember, because obviously now I remember, but in a year I'm not going to remember. So that is my 7th item. Month to month, I am going to do January to July is left. So January has all of them have a large and a small. And so with this, I'm stitching mine on the 14 count pale gray gingham. And remember, we have these cute stickers that go along with it. I'm going to show them to you. They're so cute. And I actually put them on my Yetis, and I don't wash anything by hand because that's just, I have too many people in my house. So mine has gone through the Yeti Mine has been on my Yeti and gone through the dishwasher several times. Now that might mean my dishwasher stinks, or it might mean the stickers are really sturdy. I'm not sure which. They're so cute, but these would be so cute on windows, on bags, on Yetis, on anything stickable, on planners. So cute. Like, they would be really cute if I put them in here. Like, maybe I'll put a January in here. Yeah, maybe. Let's see how it looks. Let's see. Where is it? I gotta find January. This would be so cute. Oh, that's February. My goodness. Okay, well, I'll put February. Is it gonna fit? I'm gonna make it fit. Oh, I made it fit. Okay, let me put January in now, because that's gonna drive me crazy that I did February, not January. And then I'll add all of these at the end. Where's my January? It's so cute. So this one fits straight. And I'm not using the personal goals section, so I can just put it right over that. And I think they're repositionable too. Let me see. I'm gonna see if they are. No, not really. Okay, so I'm gonna use those to decorate my planner. That's gonna be so cute. But anyway, I got sidetracked. I don't know, I got so excited about stickers, I got sidetracked. So my goal on this one is each month to finish the large and the small. So for January, I'll show that later in the month. For February, this will be part of the Be Mine, and I will do this probably the Be Mine stitch along. So I'll probably do this in 4 parts. That'll probably be done in 1. The stickers are available as a pack. They're called month-to-month sticker sets. but they're just, they go along with the designs, but they really stand alone. They're so cute. Liz says I need to stack my wreath face to face and back to back. The magnets can put marks on the fabric and floss. Okay, let me do that real quick so I remember. And I'm using the pale gray gingham, but their sample is on Monaco white. Oh, so like she means like this. So let's see. I never even thought of that. That's a good idea. Okay, so I have it all fixed now. Thank you. And the March is, I can show you right now. That's what March looks like. It's so cute. I love it. March is my birthday month, so that's so cute. I love it. And that one, you'll see how I'm finishing that later in the year, but I'm framing both of mine. And one of them I'm doing with a 4x4 frame from Home Goods, and one I'm just professionally framing. So that is month to month. That is, yeah, month to month. I'm on the wrong page. Here it is, month to month. And in my book, just so you know, I put large and small separate, and you can see I've stitched ahead on those, but that's pretty much what I always do. So now we're going to move to new stitch alongs, which are things you might have seen on the website, but not necessarily something I have talked about. So we have the Charity cross stitch. This is our 3rd year doing the cross stitch, I believe. Sorry, I had a sticker in my lap. I got so excited. Oh my gosh, it's upside down, sorry. I'm getting hyper. Okay, so this is the Bountiful Charity. Right now we have raised $6,300. We are trying to get to 100,000. Kevin and I donate 10,000, and then Mark Dunn of Moda donates 10,000. So now I can talk about all the details on this. And so this is going to start in March. It's actually our 4th cross stitch charity. And we are going to be raising money for Make-A-Wish. Our suggested donation for the free pattern is $20, or you can make a larger donation if you would like. Starting in March, ending in August, we're going to have a pattern that releases each month on the blog and on the website the first Friday of each month. And so our first part is going to be the border. And just so you know what I'm using, I'm going to show you what I'm using. It's a free pattern. You can use any fabric you want, any floss, anything you want. And Priscilla did finish this one for us using the same cute ribbon. And this is a frame from Hobby Lobby. All the information is on the supply list. The supply list will release once we reach $20,000 in donations, and that will list DMC and Classic Colorworks. So that's not out yet. We do that so that we can keep donations coming in. So the way that I'm gonna stitch mine is pale gray gingham 14 count by Fabric Flair. I feel like that's just like my go-to fabric. We have a Bountiful floss box. You can buy it plain with nothing, or you can buy the thread pack with everything in it. So the Classic Colorworks is what we're selling. We're not doing a DMC thread pack, but you can buy your DMC once that comes out. And beautiful box, has a beautiful quote, has all of the thread in it, but you can buy the box separate or with the floss. And then our mesh bag finally came in, and it is going to be so popular. It is, I hope it doesn't sell out, because it's been on the top seller page ever since it arrived. It's really nice and big. Do you know? It fits a 14-inch design board, so it's meant to work with the cross stitch and the quilting, so that if you want to put a design board in here and store your blocks on it, it's big enough. The stitch count on this piece is 131 by 131, and so you can use that to figure out our size, but with the 14 count, it came out to about 9 3/8 by 9 3/8. And my goal on this will be to stitch as the pattern releases each month. So that one is our first charity plan for 2023, and then we're going to show you the next charity. So this next one is called Stronger Together. It's our 2023 design, and Michelle Ramsey of Quilts Made with Love designed this year's quilt, and we always start with the quilt first. The quilt features ruby star fabric, speckled and linear, and basically we start with the quilt and we talk about the quilt on our cross stitch channels. There's the quilt. So that one is awesome because it was so easy to make that work with the cross stitch design. Now this pattern is also completely free. We are asking for donations to UNCF. We have a page that links to it. We've already raised $1,020, so thank you to everyone donating. And Kevin and I will raise match up to $7,000 in donations now through February 28th. And this one is so pretty. So this one is a completely free pattern. Just like Bountiful, use any floss you want, use any fabric you want. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I am using just a navy cloth, 14 count. I'm using Witchell. I think it would also be pretty on black. The floss we're using is in our thread pack, and we basically match the colors of the fabric that Michelle chose when she designed it to DMC. And so we literally laid the fabric down, and then so it will match very closely. And the way that we're going to divide this up in February for Black History Month is there are a total of 8 different flosses. So you could just pick 8 flosses from your stash. You don't have to buy the floss. We're going to do, since there's 8 and there's 4 weeks in February, we're going to do 2 colors a month. So I started already and cheated, and I did all the white and then this dark, this color right here, this icebox green. But this is a completely free pattern. You can download it now, and we'll share our detailed breakdown in our kickoff post later in January. The stitch count on this one is 63 by 63, and we've put this in a frame, model finished using this frame. Where do you get it? So we didn't put where you can get it, so we're gonna have to fix that because maybe it's an Amazon, but it has the link, so we'll have to figure that out and add that and tell you. But yes, it's a completely free pattern, so when you download it, it's really nice and big, easy to be able to see. It doesn't say that on there. Michael's. It doesn't say it on there. So we'll have to add that it's at Michael's, I think. But we can easily update that. And it's, oh, here it is right here. I didn't even see it. So, oh. Yeah, so cute. So just a 4x4 frame. Is that what it says? Yes. And the design goes right to the edge. And I think that looks best just because it doesn't leave anything open. Now, if you wanted it to look more like the quilt with a border, let's see how the quilt looks. The border, you know, that has like a tiny border around it. If you wanted your cross stitch to look like that, you could get a bigger frame and let a little bit more of the blue show. So that is our second charity. Our next one is a free pattern that we haven't told you about yet, and it is so cute. So we always do a free Valentine's Day pattern for quilting and cross stitch. And I didn't make this sample, but I did make one over the Christmas break, and it took me 45 minutes. I could not believe how quick this quilt was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best quilt ever. It's so easy. So this is called Love Note. There is a free quilt pattern online. There is also a free cross stitch pattern online, and here it is. And this will be part of the Be Mine stitch along. All the details on that will come later in the month, like the fine details on it. So this is it finished. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much to Priscilla for finishing it. She finished it on a Stitch Etc. paddle board. All the information is here. This is her and Chelsea's bows and their fabric with Henry Glass. So on this one, completely free pattern for you to download at Fat Quarter Shop only. And I'll give you details on how we're gonna stitch along with it later in the year. This just uses 4 skeins. We did put together a thread pack just so you would have one, but I think all of you probably have a red, a pink, and white in your stash. So I would say pull 1 red, 1 pink, and 2 skeins of a white from your stash. And I'm stitching mine on Slate Gray 14 count by Fabric Flair. And the reason we're using this one is when we started and we laid out our floss on gray, we couldn't find a witchel that was the right gray, and we wanted something really dark so that the white would really show up. So that's why we went with I think we'll probably get questions on why didn't you just pick a fabric, a witchel or something else, but we couldn't find a dark enough one. But you can use any gray you want. Don't feel like you have to buy one. And this one, I'm going to be packaging my floss in the Heartfelt floss box from last year. And I just put it on some floss biddies from last year. They're the Heartfelt floss biddies. And I'm going to store mine in the mesh project bag. And this is a Heartfelt mesh project bag, so you probably already have it. It's from last year. And it's made really big because we want quilt blocks to be able to fit in it. This one is a stitch count of 89 by 97, so it is rectangular. And with the 14 count I'm using, it finishes at 6 3/8 by 7 inches. And I'm going to be stitching this throughout the Be Mine stitch along. Oh, and I wanted to give a big thank you to Bree Stitches for having me on her YouTube channel. If you want to see an interview with me, her channel, BRIE. Okay, so now I'm going to show you another Valentine. This is going to be a mystery sew-along. So this one is called Love Potion. I'm teasing this. This is not online. So this is going to be the floss pack. It's not online. I'm just teasing it. The pattern is not online. I'm just teasing it. But it will be part of the Be Mine sew-along. Everything will be available later this month. I'm just teasing it. And this is the Be Mine bag. Just my type bag. But that's what I'm going to store it in. And it's so funny. Every time I get a bag, I put two of these clips so that I always have room to fold up. But this is a tease, so this is going to be another Valentine. That's going to be a paid pattern, a paid mystery. And the next part, I already showed you February, month to month. Okay, this is also a tease. Completely new series that will be available at Fat Quarter Shop. It will be an It's So Emma pattern, and it is going to be a new series designed by Brittany. So I'm just teasing it. It's going to be a series called Simply Signs. So if you take that and you think about signs, it's going to be a really cute sign, and it's something different that we haven't done before. And I don't think we always want our stuff to be original. So I don't think I've seen a cross-stitch design like this series. So I'm very excited about it. So on this one, it has very few threads. It has 4. So we just put it on the Stitchy Stars Floss Keeper because it's easy. And all of these are going to be designed with a very special fabric flare that's custom made for Fat Quarter Shop. And this one, just, you know, is going to be called Kimberly's Pink. Oh, look. I might have to frame that my name is on fabric. Oh, Kimberly's Light Pink. So this is just a tease, something that I have planned for 2023. You'll have to wait for more information. As part of Be Mine, oh, Stackables February. We already talked about Stackables. Sweetheart Street. This came out in late 2022, and I love it. So I'm gonna do this one, and I always just use chalkboard black 14 count, and I always use called for colors with Priscilla and Chelsea stuff. So that one is there. And then this one also came out as a PDF last year, and I love it. So I just added it yesterday. So I'm going to show you this later in the month. So that is what I have kitted up that's in my book. 18 projects so far. But the next one's not in my book yet, because we're going to take a poll and see if you think I should do this one, because I'm kind of on the fence. So we had talked about this one. This is a new series by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is #1 in the series. It's called The Needleworker. And so Denise, Cheryl, and I picked some colors. And I'm on the fence if we're going to take a poll. If you think I should, first, if you think you like my colors and you think I should stitch it. But also, if y'all vote yes, I have to figure out where I'm going to put this in my rotation of stitching. So I'll show you. We started with white. This is 14 count Country Mocha, Vintage Country Mocha. So we started with a white, and I started with Snowball because that to me is the whitest Classic Colorworks. For the nose, we went with a very light orange. And these, you're going to see, they look funny. Some are skinny. These all came from my stash. So if this one doesn't have very much on it. These all came from my stash. So we were going to keep the hat red. The little outline within the snowman, we did a light gray. The dark gray is for the scissors and the sewing machine. And then this patchwork here is oranges and reds. And so we just picked 4 blues: Cool Azul, Summer Sky, Cloud, and Deep Blue Sea, as for me to put in here and in here. So you'll have to let me know. We're taking a poll. We'll have to see what our poll results are. Let's see. %, yes. Okay, so good. Okay, so and then the pink, I can't remember where the pink goes, but his cheek. Oh, right there, his little button on his cheek. So this one is a stitch size of 100 by 130, which is why I haven't started it, because that to me, anytime anyone says stitch count 100, that's like really big for me. I like to do like the stitch counts that are like 40 by 40 or 50 by 50. So to me, I won't start this until I know that I can actually finish it, because I don't like to start things and stop. I definitely will not do the whole series. The large fabric it takes to stitch the entire thing, we will research after. But I do know Vintage Country Mocha, we do have the 1 yard cut, and we cut that in house, and we keep cutting that. So, but we will have to look. Let me see what she used. I don't think you can do it all on one big piece. I'm looking. We will not carry the fabric because it's Fabrics by Stephanie, and she does not sell to us. but they used, if you want to know, 36 count chocolate milk linen. But I think the idea of going with blue is really good. I don't really decorate with snowmen, but I just thought this is so cute. It's got the sewing machine and it'd be so cute in my sewing studio. So that one I kitted up, and that's just how I kit it up, is just looking at it one by one. And Cheryl and I's favorite brown, it's my favorite brown because it's Cheryl's favorite brown, but it's Vintage Country Mocha. It kind of works with anything brown, so that's kind of my go-to brown. Now I'm going to answer questions, and then I'm going to answer questions. So any questions you have on my 2023 plans, let me know, because I should have the answers for you because I have it all right here in my stuff. But I'm going to answer the questions that we have. Let's see. Terry says she's late to the month-to-month party. Can I remind us about the finishing piece they are displayed on? Okay. Do we have one of mine? I don't know if we have one of mine here. So I'm finishing mine different than Priscilla and Chelsea. Not because I don't like theirs, just because I wanted to give Priscilla a break and not have to frame every single thing. So the way that they're framing theirs, finishing tutorial found on their YouTube channel. It is, she finished the barn on a wire basket from Hobby Lobby, number 1563097. And then the button, she used a 5-inch tart pan found on their Amazon shop. And the fabric right there, she changes each time. It is a red, this one is the stripe from Henry Glass, and this one is a Chelsea's check, and that's how they're doing theirs. Will I ever have a floss club for Gentle Arts? No, I don't think they can handle the demand. We have asked them, but they will. When we do a floss club, we have to have a commitment from the manufacturer that they can fulfill our orders. In fact, this is a great time to talk about our other 2 clubs so that we can talk about our change in that. So when we do a floss club, we have to have a commitment from our manufacturer that they can fulfill the floss. So for Floss Fix, that is Classic Colorworks, where you get 6 a month. And with that, we used to do it by color. So every month you would get the color. We did that for 2 years. And then we realized now those colors are no longer matching. So we can't keep, if we did a pack of 6 pink one year, and then we did a pack of 6 pink the next year, everything starts to not match anymore. So now we're going alphabetically. We have had complaints. I am so sorry. You can always leave the club if you're not happy, but now we're going alphabetically. And going alphabetically is better for the manufacturer, better for Diane, because she knows what order we're going in. And if we skip something alphabetically, we'll fit it in later in the year. And the reason, if you do it this way, then you will receive all the colors eventually. So that's why we had to change the club. I'm so sorry about that change, but you know, we kind of have to do what works for us, and nothing you get going forward is going to match. So it was either basically redo what we already have sent you or start a different way. And it works for us, and it works with Diane and her supply and demand. We only have 80 spots left. So because Diane did let us open up some more spots, we have 80 spots left. When they're gone, we will only open spots when people cancel or credit card fail. And this is January through June. And I'll open them. So Weeks Dye Works Club, we will show you another week once we have all of it packaged, because we want to show it to you packaged. So that still looks good to me. I mean, it's not all the same color, but it's still good colors. And the Weeks Die Works will also go alphabetically. And you get a variety each month, which is good because you never know what variety you need. This one I really liked when I was looking at it. The purples, I don't even like purple. Or stitched with purple, but you get a variety. So that's kind of how the future is going to be on those clubs. And speaking of that, I'll show you today's flash sale just to show you that. And then I'm going to finish answering questions. That gives you enough time to get more questions in. Our flash sale today is Red Barnwood 14 count Ada by Fabric Flair. And you could really stitch a lot on this. So what I do with my Fabric Flair pieces, they're pretty big. Denise cuts them up into sections and then serges them. And so from one piece, I do get a lot. Okay. So let's see. Oh, I was pointing for him. Shelly says she likes the alphabet. What's the alphabet? What did I do with the alphabet? I don't know what alphabet. Oh, sorry. I don't know. Diane says, when will the conversion floss be available for Christmas list? Okay. With that, we are doing a floss pack. That floss pack will be available next week. We are only going to give it in the floss pack. Yeah, I'll show it. I'll show you. I'll go ahead and show it. So this is it finished. The floss pack took hours and hours to do. And the floss pack will be available in about 2 weeks. We're waiting on some of the DMC to arrive. So on this one, so this is Silver Creek Samplers, my Christmas list. Lori finished it on Christmas Eve. I'm going to show you Lori's piece. Lori stitched hers on 36 count Milk Cola by Kitten Stitcher. And that's hers all finished. And then this is mine. So I stitched mine on that 25 count oatmeal. Really pretty. Okay, so the thread pack is going to go into detail of every single change that's made with photos, which is why we're only providing it there. It just takes too many hours to provide that for free. Now, I'll talk through some of the changes. Like the card was changed colors completely. It was blue, now it's red. She changed all of the browns. There were some changes in the sweater and the mug. There's a change in the gift, and I got an email from Denise when I was out of town, and she was like, well, you stitched the gift. She didn't say it that way, but she should have just said, you stitched the gift wrong. So Lori used like a blue and a white. I don't know. I was reading my text wrong. I stitched it in 2 blues. I'm not unstitching it. So in our thread pack, we give you Lori's way and my way. I didn't change it because I didn't like it. I just changed it because I didn't pay attention. Little bit of a change here. And then when you get down here, she changed some letter colors and the angel. So really pretty, love it. Thread pack for DMC will be available next week. And I'm gonna frame mine. I am going to actually ask Lori for advice on a frame, because I'm not sure. Okay, I used 2 strands on 25 count. Okay, Jody Murphy, can you start month to month from the start or purchase patterns separately? Yes, so there's a month-to-month club. We'll probably close it soon. But that, if you start with that club, you'll start getting the month you're on. Any pattern, any previous, you would either go by the pattern or the leftover kits we have. When does Lori Holt's Chicken Club start? Would it be possible for people not in the Floss Club to buy the leftover floss kits? The Floss Club the club starts in January. I don't know what time of the month. The beginning, let's go look online and see. I don't know the exact day because I can't remember everything. I try to. I don't think we're gonna have leftover sets. The club is just the pattern only. It's not the floss. So you receive the chart from January to December. You will receive the pattern 10 days before it's released, and you get $1 off of the retail. It ships around this month's shipment is shipping early to mid-January. Okay, can you write me a note on that? If you're in the Classic Colorworks now, do we continue? Yes, you stay in the club until you cancel. You can cancel at any time. The check marks in my book. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm ahead, so all of these are done. Anything with a check mark is done. All of these are done. So I have already stitched everything for most things for January. I stitch way ahead because if I don't, what if something happens in my life? I have to be prepared. I have to stitch stuff out. And I'm so excited because Sunday I have 6 basketball games to go to. They start at 9 and they end at 7. And they're in an hour and a half away. I'm so excited. I'm going to be stitching like crazy in the car. Okay, stitching with the Sisterlies. What vintage country mocha am I using? Even weave or linen or Ada? So vintage country mocha, I usually use 25 count or 14 count, and we should have all of those in stock. If they're not here, we always keep those on order. Okay, the mesh bags do not have handles because we haven't found quality enough handles to do that. But I have seen, like on Facebook, I have seen people buy leather handles and then stitch them down. Judy says, can the cross stitch pieces that we use wax conditioner on be pressed? Oh, I press everything. Can you give us the name of the magnets we could use for Stackables? We're gonna look. I think we have them here. And this is just, we just copy what Priscilla and Chelsea do, so they're the experts, but here, I'll just show it. This is what we used. We bought it at Home Depot. Magnet Source ceramic disc magnets. 40 come in a package. Is that right, Home Depot? Uh-huh. Yeah, Home Depot. We could link it on Amazon, but I think what you want, I think maybe we got that from Priscilla. You just want to get the strongest ones. And I think one time on her channel, she said just buy the expensive ones. So that's what I think they do. Okay, so I'm going to move on to Jolly Housewives and what I have finished. So on this, any questions you have, you can still put them in. And I'm just going to go through and show you everything that I finished. Okay, so Sleigh Rides by Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with the Housewives. All finished. The only thing that I did different was I added some blue to his eyes. And then the only thing is like I didn't know on his face if I should I kind of felt like I should put red in there. I wasn't sure. I was kind of thinking it might look good if I did a little Smyrna in there for like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I thought that'd be cute. So you guys can let me know if you think that'd be cute. So that's Sleigh Rides. I'm going to kind of leave them all out. Hot Cocoa is the next one. And I'm mailing all of these to Priscilla to finish. So she's probably going to... I'll have to be really nice. This is Santa's Hot Cocoa. And this one, I added blue to the eyes on all 4 of these, and I think that's the only change I made. And we sell all of these patterns on fatquartershop.com. December month to month, I'm going to take to the framer. I need to take all that home today. Don't let me forget. So this one is 14 count pale gray gingham. And my small is at home. I forgot to bring it. But I have it out and I'm using it in my house for decoration. So the small one is done. I just don't have it here. The Let's Go Ride a Bike, Christmas Lane. This one was really fun to stitch. It had like a lot of start and stops. And I think I added blue to the eyes. And I think that's the only change I made. Christmas Adorables. This is probably my favorite one. This one, I just added blue to the eyes, and that's the only thing I changed. I don't change too much of their things. So that is all of, let's see, all of their things together, plus the other one, and then I'll. So these are all chalkboard black. This is pale gray gingham, all 14 count. The typeface, the third in the series is Rudolph. So I finished this. Now, what we're going to do with this, we're going to take all three pillows, the Santa, the reindeer, snowman. We're going to make pillows. Teresa's going to make pillows, and we're going to do like a little blog post on it. And then the Little House Needleworks Winter Petites. I did 3 of them. And I decided to do the same border on all. And I think, did I change colors? I changed a couple colors. Let me see. Oh, thank you to the super chat from Colleen from Stitching with the Sisterlies. Colleen and Cheryl. She gave us hearts. Let me see what I changed colors on. I have to find the page, number 7. So I changed Campfire to Licorice Red and Pine Needles. I just used Weeping Willows, which was already in the pattern, and so I used 1 green instead of 2. And I changed the reindeer collar to be red. This one, I think I'm going to frame it. I don't even know what, or I don't know. It might be cute on a little paddle. And let me see that white paddle. I don't think it'll fit the Stackables. I'm going to see if it'll fit on that. I don't think it will, though. So that's an idea. That might be cute. Maybe I'll send a paddle to Priscilla and see what she can do with it. Okay, and then Christmas Alphabet. We got a lot of questions on this one. So this one, I took the Primrose Cottage Stitches Christmas Alphabet pattern. We do have more coming in stock. And we got a ton of questions that you guys wanted us to do a video on how I did the words. But I have to be honest, I can't do a video because I didn't do it. I had Sarah do it because Sarah works for me. But if I was going to do it, what I would do is just start with graph paper and hand write it. I'd probably do graph paper for each letter and then tape it all together. Now, the way Sarah did it is she used an Adobe product to do it. And so this is from Christmas Alphabet, and then this star was from the Evergreen Patchwork Seasons PDF pattern. And I just left one little column off the edge of the star so it would be a little bit smaller. And then this is Bramble by Picture This Plus. Okay, Zandra wants to know what the name of my cross stitch needles are. Heritage. How would you recommend me do the borders for houses on Peppermint Lane? I'm doing 1 piece on 18 count. So I'm trying to think. There's a little border on the bottom. You could just do it and just convert colors. Use the same colors we used above. And I think on her website, Pansy Patch Quilts, she has info on that layout. So that's what I would do for that. Okay, so for the sale of the month, I forgot to mention earlier, all of the Stitching Wife's house All of the Stitching with the Housewives patterns, PDF and paper, are 20% off for the whole month. And I wanted to show you 2 freebies that came out. The first one, for Chelsea's birthday, Priscilla and Chelsea released a free pattern on their blog. The blog is priscillas2000.blogspot.com, and that is Cash's Prayer. I heard him say it twice when I was there. And then the next freebie is Silver Creek Samplers. Diane posted a free chart for 2023. We have the link below in our description box, but if you go to Silver Creek Samplers website, on the header select freebies, and this is a free pattern. And then now I'm going to show you some new items in the shop. The Set O thread pack is available, and the thread stitch cards are available. And if you're in the club, you should have already received yours. There are 4 patterns. And you can store these in your stitch card boxes. So that is new from Lori Holt. Also from Lori Holt, her brand new Gingham Love Thread Blink is now in stock. So what you get is you get the ring and the heart, and then you add your thread to it. So these threads right here are for a project in the future, and these are Farm Fresh Floss Drops by Lori. But you could put any of the fancy floss that are dyed that have that extra hole, you can use that. So she's been wanting to make this for a long time. So if this sells well, we'll make more. Because I know that's a question. If it doesn't sell well, we won't. But I think it will sell well. So we'll see. There are 2 new patterns from Stitching with the Housewives that you can reserve that will ship later in the month. This is Farmhouse. So cute. It's a barn and a house. And then the next one is Tulip Trail, Let's Go Ride a Bike. And then I'm going to show you their new PDFs. So this PDF came out today, bless your heart. I will be stitching this as part of Be Mine, and there will be 4 circles or 4 roundabouts throughout January that you can stitch to decorate with in February. There will also be 4 Valentine larger charts that are 4x4 coming out on Fridays. So that's Stitching with the Housewives. We have new Primrose. We have a lot of new. So this is Primrose Cottage, Snow Place Like Home, Loads of Love, and Hey Sweetheart. This one's really cute. Gotta take a drink, sorry. New Tiny Modernist, Christmas Snow Globe Part 3. So to do the series, you need all 3. Rustic Winter, and Mouse's Laundry Day. And then this one has like three designs in it. New Heartstring Samplery, Winter Cones. Oh, Winter Comes. Huh? There's 2. Sorry. Winter Comes and Ye Old Noel. I think Cheryl really likes this one. New Cottage Garden Sampling. So I showed you the first one in the series. This is number 2, and it is the clown. It's called The Clown. And I did get a question. I'm only going to stitch the first one as of now. And New Shepherd's Bush. They did a pattern called Winter, and it's for our Mad for Plaid bags. And it has, you can buy the kit directly from Shepherd's Bush that has the pattern, the floss, and all these buttons. What does the text say on Winter Comes? Winter comes with frost plus snap plus gust plus snow, with branch plus hours, howl plus drip plus blow, with wool plus boot plus mitt plus mug, with curl plus book plus hearth plus snug. Little Stitch Girl. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself from having to read. When y'all ask me to read things, I get nervous. The Gift of Giving to Santa. There are several of these. And then From Santa. And they have a cute FlossTube. Jamie and Jordan, if y'all haven't watched them, you should check their FlossTube out. Teresa Kogut. Okay, this was part of a event that I can't think of the name of it because I didn't do it, but it was an event that they did, a bunch of shops did in December, and this was the pattern she released then. It's called Santa's Young Buck. Jingle Bell Ball. Yeah. Denise must have done it. Okay, so, and then Plum Street Samplers. We have My Heart's Welcome. This Happy Morning, and the detail in this barn is amazing. It's like little quilt blocks, and it's like, well, I see it as a quilt block, but it's like inverted. So like the light here, the dark here. Can you zoom into that so they can see it? Because I'm so amazed at the, see how the detail on that? That's pretty cool. And then you can read the words, so I don't have to read them. But that's really cool detail. I love that. Yuletide Delivery. And then Christmas Mini Moon. And then we put together a Pine Mountain Design. She has the cutest stuff. She has these hilltop, and it's like a series by the month. We put together a set of all 12 if you're interested. And then Country Cottage Needleworks, Big City Christmas, that thread pack. Oh my gosh, guys, I had no idea you guys were gonna go so crazy for that thread pack. I keep selling out and I keep buying more, and I will keep stocking as I can. But again, it's the white that I keep running out of on the floss. But this is the second or third in the series. And then the last new thing is Red Smalls by Twin Peak Primitives. Let me see if I can, oh, there we go. So you can see all of it. And these would be great for the Be Mine stitch along that we're doing. I bet Lori Holt would love this. And then as our giveaway today, we're going to give away to 3 lucky winners 3 things. So you get the planner by Lori Holt, the cross stitch journal, and the planner pin set so that you can be organized just like me. I'm going to give you the giveaway question in a second. I'm going to answer a couple of the last things. Sharon says she prefers black and white charts. Is Primrose Cottage, it is color. And one great tip is if you go on Fat Quarter Shop's website and you're searching and you see a pattern you like, you can click into it. If you scroll down, the long description or the larger description at the bottom will say if it's in color. It won't say black and white, but if it is in color, it will say chart printed in color or chart in color. Tiny Modernist, I believe, are in color. Let's see. Yes, they're in color. So that's a great way you can cheat. Today I showed you 18 new starts for 2023, which, at the end of last year, we're going to have a video that comes out later in January. I did 126 projects for 2023. So I would love for you to let me know in your cross stitch journal, or however, maybe your calendar that you use, whatever way you do, how many do you have planned? Because I have 18 planned. I would love to know if, I bet some of you guys have a lot more than 18. So comment, let me know. And then Ashley will announce winners next Monday. You have until this Sunday, January 8th, and we're going to pick winners on Monday, and Ashley will contact you. I've missed you guys, and it's so great to be back, and I will see you next Tuesday for Stitchy Talk. And on Stitchy Talk, we're going to talk all about Aida and different varieties of Aida and different colors and talk about the different sizes each manufacturer has. So make sure you join me next Tuesday, and I'll see you then.